Hi guys, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I am going into how to show you guys how I strategize, how I come up with my numbers, what my goals are for a daily basis. It's going to look completely different than what your guys' goals and days look like, because I am one person. I pay taxes and I completely work for myself doing all my driver apps. Disclaimer, I am not a professional. Please go seek an accountant or a CPA for all of your organizing and budgeting needs, because I am not 100% reliable. This is just what I do for myself. So I'm going to break down my day for you guys, how I organize my month, my week, because I am a delivery driver. The very first thing I did is I went and bought myself a journal organizer and then a notepad. And I also have many different color pens, so you guys will see that in the example. You don't have to get supplies, you can do pen and paper. This is just my preference. You can use your phone if you want to, if you have an app that you use. I like writing things out. So first thing I did was grab my supplies. So the first thing I did in this process, you guys, is I sat down and I looked at my debts and all of the loans that I have out. So I have credit cards, a car payment, another credit card, and all my student loans. You guys might have, like, you know, a house loan, a boat loan, whatever you own. Maybe you took out a loan, whatever your debt looks like. Write them all out. Then find out all of the interest rates. I put mine from biggest to smallest, with the exception of this. This is going to be our percentage in April, actually. You know how you get a credit card and it's 0% for a while and then they give you it? Well, and then I wrote all my balances down and my total amount of debt. This is important to do because if you're looking to pay off your debt, you can see where you should start and what your numbers look like and how much you're willing to take and set aside towards your debt every month. If you're not going to do that, then just skip to this next part. The next step I did was sat down and I figured out what my monthly bills are. So here in this, on this page, you can see the due date. It's very important to write down your due dates, write down your bill. All of my bills are not going to be your guys. I can tell you guys that much. I don't have a home. I have rent. I have a storage shed. I don't have an electric bill, cable, all of that bills. I'm very frugal. I actually haven't had a cable bill since I moved out, because I don't need cable when you have your cell phone. That's just me, but I went through every single thing. I cut out things I didn't need. So you see I don't have Netflix, none of that stuff. So depending on what you want to do with your budget and your lifestyle, I am very minimal. So here's my bills, and here's the amount, and here's my total of my bills. Now, this does not include food. So I guesstimated $100 times 4, because there's 4 weeks in a month, $400. The cost of gas, right now on average I'm spending $70 a week for my gas for my car, and miscellaneous is just if I go out and I have fun, so I did it $35 times 4. So this is a roundabout and it's flexible and adjustable. Also, because I work independently for myself, I set aside 30% of my income because I want to pay taxes, and I also I know this number is really high, but I also consider any car maintenance. So I set, if I make $100,000 a week, I set aside $300 for taxes. If I need an oil change, new tires, just maintenance on my car. Do you have to do that? Absolutely not, but I don't want to be misleading to people who are thinking about doing this full time. You have to pay for expenses and you have to pay taxes when you are a delivery driver. So here are just some numbers. This $820 was from my miscellaneous, gas, and food. And this is if I take out $300 of $1,000. If I make $1,000 a week, I would have to set $1,200 aside. So there's just some ideas. Like I said, you guys, this is what I do. If it's not for you, I understand that. If you don't want to do 30%, I understand. This is my example. These are my bills. Make it your own. Have fun with it and do what works for you. The next thing I did in this process is, now that I have my total bills figured out and any flexible money that I think I might spend every month or I saved, I'm going to figure out how much as a delivery driver I want to make per month. Now, some of us work 7 days a week. If you're going to hustle, maybe you have a goal to hustle for a month and you just want to go hard or go home, then by all means work every single day. If you are just doing this, full-time, part-time, and you want to work 22 days out of the week, that's just, Monday through Friday situation. Here's your different numbers. So if I wanted to make $100 in 31 days, working every single day, no days off, here's what it would look like. If I took the weekends off, here's what it looked like. So on and so forth. I did it with 125, 150, 175, and I worked my way up. You guys can always pause this video, write down your numbers. What does that look like? What are your goals? Make sure, how many days a week are you willing to work? That's why I wrote down my bills. Because if I'm making all of these goals, is it covering my bills? How hard do I have to hustle? How many days a week do I have to work? Could I make more? Yes. Could I make more money in less time? Yes. Gig work and delivery driving is different every single day, but if you give yourself some sort of strategy or goal and just look at it on paper, it helps me. So I hope it helps you. So you need to ask yourself, are you going to work 5 days a week or 7 days a week? Or maybe you're just doing this on the weekend. I do this full time. And what is your daily goal to make sure that you're covering your bills? Part of the video, I kind of wanted to cater to how I map out how I'm going to pay my bills every week because I'm a delivery driver. So I don't get a specific amount every single week to budget, but you can do this with that too if you work a 9 to 5 and you know that you get the same amount every single week. So what I do is, remember when we were talking about our bills? Well, that's why I have the due dates here. So I take the due date and the amount, and I go to, this is January 2023, and I write out each bill on the due date. So my delivery drivers out there, this is what I do. I'll give you an example of how I do this. So we know that every Tuesday we get paid, okay? Maybe you get paid every Thursday. Do what your things are. Do what you do. Go off of what you do. This is what I do. So let's use this as an example. So let's say I'm working from the 3rd, because let's say I already got paid. And I'm working from the 3rd to the 9th, because this is our work week. Okay, so I get paid on the 10th. Now I have to look and see what bills are due. So this paycheck is going to cover the week after. So we're getting paid on the 10th. So we're going to work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then boom, we get paid on the 10th. Now, if you look on the 11th, I have $175 due for some bill, and then we're working again, so then we get paid again. So I also have a $376 bill and a $116 bill. So I know that this paycheck needs to cover $175, $376, and $116. So my total that I need to make, I wrote it down here for you guys, is $667. So I work, hustle, whatever that looks like to you. Boom, paid. Now I'm going to give you guys another disclaimer. This strategy, you notice I did not include food and my gas and any other expensive that just randomly come up. This is strictly just paying bills. So whatever week you have, you guys, let's say I got paid on the 17th. Let's say I got paid on the 17th. I would have to hustle from the 10th to the 16th, and then boom, I got paid. So then what bills do I have this next following week? Do you see the pattern here? If I got paid this week, this paycheck, I worked this first front week, and then I only have a $50. So all of this week, these days are going to be for the first week, because I have rent. I'm sure everybody has rent or a mortgage payment at the beginning of the month. So on and so forth. If you guys have any questions or you want to If I didn't break it down well enough, let me know and I can go into detail in another video, of course. Now that I know that my bill total for that week, this specific week example that I gave you guys, it's $6.67. So now I need to figure out as a delivery driver how much money I'm supposed to be making a day. Again, this is not including gas, food, and other expenses. That was just my bills. So next we're going to go into why I use my notepad to figure out where your bills are, what weeks you're willing to work, and how many days. Then I come to my daily. When I'm driving around in the car with you guys, I've showed this, I think one other time, how I write down all of my orders. So if I'm basing on this particular week, when my bills equal $6.67, just my bills, I need to break it down. I also need to consider if I'm working 5 days a week or 7 days a week. This is how much I'm going to have to make in a day. If I'm working 5 days a week, I would have to make about $134 a day. If I work every single day that week, then I'd have to get about $96 a day to make sure that I pay all of those bills. Now, we're going to come over here. So, if I make $134 a day, remember that is based on working 5 days. If I make $96 a day, that's based on working 7 days in a week. For these 15 orders, so I divided it by 15, my average order amount for every single order I get that day would have to be about $9. I could not get less than that. I hope that makes sense. Now, if I was only working, if I was working 7 days a week, if I was doing only 15 orders, my least one would be $7, just so I can pay that $6.67. Completes all of my strategies and budgeting and what I do weekly, daily, monthly. I hope it helps you guys get some sort of system down for yourself. Again, as a disclaimer, this is what I do. It's just a strategy or give you some examples and ideas to get you moving, set some goals, especially with the new year coming. Make a plan. Make a plan. Obviously, you know, this is just based on bills and you want to include extra things, but just sit down and replay this video if you need to. Go get a piece of pen and paper and write stuff down and sit down and strategize for yourself. If you have any other ideas for me, what I could do differently. I am not an expert, you guys. I've had to learn a lot of things on my own. Thank God for YouTube. So, yeah, let me know in the comments down below if this was useful for you. You guys can help support my channel by hitting the like button and hitting subscribe or sharing this video if you found it useful. I will see you guys on the next ride. I'm going out later today, so stay tuned for the video tomorrow. I'm sorry my face was not in here. I'm sorry about the wind, but I really wanted to come on and help you guys and show you guys what I do. If it's not for you, I understand. If it's for you, I hope it helped you. Maybe your numbers look differently. Totally understand it, but just have fun, make it easy, and I can't wait for you guys to set new goals for yourself. Bye.